Hi, how are you? Welcome to episode 5 of the Good Enough Human podcast, brought to you by the team at We Are Chester. In this episode, you've got me, Angela Ferguson, along with Paul Crofts and Sarah Dine as your co-hosts. We also have wonderful music from Dr. Stephen Kenyon Owen. In this episode, we chat to John Walsh, Chair of Chester Male Voice Choir, about how they have adapted and adjusted throughout lockdown and just what a difference being a part of a choir like this can make to people's lives. We also find out why 2021 is a very special year for the choir. It's certainly fair to say that we absolutely love listening to the beautiful sound of a male voice choir, and we really enjoy the beautiful harmonies of Chester Male Voice Choir. We hope that you enjoy finding out more about the talented folk there as well. Over to me, Sarah and Paul and John Walsh from Chester Male Voice Choir to find out more. Right, here we are back again podcasting, and we have a very special guest this week, none other than John Walsh, the chair of Chester Male Voice Choir. Welcome, John. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me. I'm looking forward to participating.
Our pleasure, our pleasure. Okay, and I think Sarah is very keen to kick us off by asking you a question.
Yes, and this is a very frivolous question, but I want to know, do you sing in the bath or the shower?
Me personally?
Well, anyone or generally?
Or the whole choir?
Yes, both.
We rarely bathe together, but individually, I suspect we're all great bath and shower singers. You sound
Great
so
to
much
hear.
better in the shower.
Something about showers, isn't there?
That's a great question. I just like the idea of you all sort of warming up and practicing. Is it good for the vocal cords? Another sort of possibly silly question, but I'm curious.
Well, it's always good to warm up before a rehearsal, or even for a concert, of course. So you tend to be doing it all the time. Wherever you are, out and about, down in the yard, mucking out the horses or whatever. You break into song, especially when you're on your own, because you get no critical comments then.
So, how did you become head of the choir? I mean,
well.
What got you?
I'm just the tip of the iceberg of a very effective, hard-working committee. But I joined 10 years ago, the choir. I knew nothing about choral music before that. My musical background came from singing and playing the drums in a band in the 60s, early 70s, in clubs, backing artists in the late 70s. Back in the 80s, probably a decade I had off. We reformed again our band in the 90s and raised money for Hospice of the Good Shepherd and other good causes, just because we enjoyed what we did. But we ran out of steam, and I was looking for something else to amuse myself in retirement. So I joined the choir. I've quickly got onto the committee for a while, and later I took over as secretary for 2 years, and I've been chairman for 2 years. So I've been involved with the organisation of the choir for the best part of 10 years.
How many members do you have at the moment then?
Well, we've probably got 50 men on the books. Some of those are inactive, some are on, should we say, long-term leave of absence for health or family reasons. Some are so busy at work that they've stood down for a while, but we have the maximum we get to a rehearsal is probably about 45, and for concerts we turn out in the mostly in the high 30s, low 40s.
I have seen you in concert. I think you were doing a charity concert in Chester a few years ago around Christmas, and it was absolutely lovely. Can anyone join, or do you have to actually be able to sing? Do you have to audition? I mean, obviously women can't join, right? It's men only.
You have to be male, because by definition it's a male voice choir, but anyone can join. Everyone pretty much can sing. If you can if you can sing in tune, you know, if you can pitch a note and you're prepared to work hard and learn, then you can join. You don't need to read music. Most of us don't read music. In fact, in lockdown, we've had some music lessons from our MD, which has been enlightening. Well, we have copies and we follow the notes in rehearsal. We mostly learn by I think it's called the rote system, isn't it? Where it's through repetition that you learn your part. So we've got people from all walks of life, all backgrounds, people who've never sung since they were 12 and they're now 60. You know, we're very supportive and encouraging. And when you join, you get a buddy who you sit by and you progress along with them. They help you along through the learning process until you, if you like, you win your tie. You get presented with your tie after a period, and there you go. You're on stage.
Wow, sounds incredible.
So how have you been able to carry on during these difficult times? Because it's can't be easy.
It's not easy. It's been a lot of hard work and stressful activity, probably as much activity as pre-COVID, you know, trying to keep things going. We postponed all rehearsals and concerts a week or two before the lockdown occurred, you know, so we took the decision then, we saw it coming. We've got guys who are vulnerable through age and health condition. So we decided, you know, we were going to. So what were we going to do then? I mean, we knew nothing of Zoom at that time. We had a committee meeting and we set out 3 imperatives for the choir during the lockdown. And that was to maintain the integrity of the choir, to comply with Charity Commission requirements, because we're a registered charity, and to maintain contact with our supporters, because choirs find it difficult to win supporters and audience, and once you've got them, you don't want to lose them. You know, we love the people who come to see us regularly, so we wanted to be sure that somehow or other we could maintain that contact through social media, newsletters, with our good friend Paul, with press releases, to keep in touch. But the 3 imperatives started with maintain the integrity of the choir, and that was that we wanted to be sure, I've written it down here anyway, that we would come out of lockdown as strong as we could and hit the ground running to get back performing again, because performing is what we live for. That's what we love. So we wanted to keep members in touch, engaged, motivated, and continuing to learn. So anyway, quickly we came across Zoom. We started the Zoom process. We learned a lot very early on, like you can't rehearse on Zoom. You can't rehearse collectively on Zoom because of the lag in internet signal. It's a total mess if you try to sing together. And what you can do is you can sing along to a track, or a learning piece, muted, and begin to learn new songs that way, so that when we do come back together in the flesh, we'll be well on the road to performing new pieces. That's one aspect. The other was keep the guys interested. You know, we rehearse twice a week, Wednesday and Sunday, and we perform 20 to 30 times a year. So it's, for many of the members, it's their principal social activity. When it stops, you can't go. You're not going to concerts. You know, everything falls flat. So we're very anxious to keep contact with people. You won't be surprised to know that not everybody is tech savvy or motivated to go online. We've got guys in the 60s, 70s, some of whom don't like it, you know. So we have to accept that those we're not going to get on. So we keep contact also through WhatsApp. We've got a very, very active WhatsApp forum, which is principally around social rather than, learning, but keeping in contact. We've got a very strong welfare ethos. We've got a member from each section who keeps regular phone contact with everybody that we don't see on Zoom or WhatsApp. If anybody needs anything in any way to help them, then somebody's there to give it. So, that's the foundation of our choir. It's based on comradeship.
You're not just a choir then, are you? You're like a sort of support group, like a family.
We're a social group.
Yeah.
Having fun and meeting and socializing is big. Sitting underneath our desire to give high quality performance. So we work hard. We work hard in rehearsing and learning pieces and so on. But underneath that, without that foundation, it wouldn't be as enjoyable as it is.
Sure. One of the things I've been really impressed with, John, over the period that you've been locked down, and we've all been struggling with not having theatre rehearsals, and most people's hobbies have been sidelined. I've been really impressed by the amount of content that you guys have managed to put out on social media, whether it be the YouTube videos, the work you've done over Zoom to produce those videos. You've been involved with the Lord Mayor's events and that Remembrance Sunday and that sort of thing. I found that really, really impressive, and all credit to all of you for the work you've put in on that.
Yeah. Like I say, we want to let people know that we're there, we're still there. So it was a strategy to say we need to produce lockdown videos, and we began with the one "We'll Never Walk Alone." We changed the words of "You'll Never Walk Alone" to words related to COVID and being strong and coming out the other end. That was the most difficult one we did, because it was a truly Zoom-like video, because we each recorded ourselves singing our part to that song and then sent them into a central point, and they were collated into the video that you see. So it was both audio and video. Some of the later ones, we took recordings that we have and we sang over those. Yeah. So what you hear is the recording off our CDs, but the visual is the guys in the choir.
Yeah, I think they've worked really, really well. I've seen, like many people on Facebook, I've seen several of those, and they work really, really well. I'm really impressed. Yeah,
indeed. Well, full marks to, we started off with a recommendation from Matt Baker. He put it on to a lady who was a friend of his, in fact, sings with Handbag, I think. She's very IT savvy, and she did a lot of their work, and she did our first one. And then Andy Horn, our treasurer, who likes techie stuff, he did most of the rest based on free software from the Making Music organization, believe it or not. It's probably not as easy to use as something you pay £200 a month for. And we played a lot of our music in a 35-minute. But nonetheless, he produced some good videos. That's on YouTube as well. And then we worked with Luke Moore. You've seen the one I did with Luke Moore, the interview. So he did some of the last videos, collating them. You know what I mean? The virtual bandstand performance. But in the summer. It's been hard work, but I think it's satisfied the purpose. It's keep the guys interested, working, contributing, feeling good about what they produce, and it's there for our supporters, and it's there. It's been good.
Brilliant. I've got to say, John, as well, that I've been listening to some of your songs. I've downloaded one of your albums, I think Celebration CD. You've got a number of CDs available by the likes of iTunes.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. It's so moving, and there's something so incredibly powerful to my mind about a male voice choir. So I'm definitely going to get stuck into listening more and more of your work. And I hope that, do you think there's a chance that you might be able to potentially do some concerts next year, or continue with the Zoom, because you're doing brilliantly?
Well, Zoom definitely. We've had our first one last Sunday, and we're going to pick up again, because we dropped off one of the Sundays. We did every other Sunday and every Wednesday. We're going to pick up. Wednesdays will be rehearsal Zooms, and Rodney, our MD, we're going to start off with, we started learning Bohemian Rhapsody, Bui Doi from the from Miss Saigon, and Bring Him Home from Les Mis.
Wow.
Wow, yes.
And we're going to change the tack a little bit, and we're going to make the Zooms into two parts. So we're going to have tenors for an hour and basses for an hour, so he can concentrate on working with one section, well, two sections, but half the choir at a time. We'll see how that goes. Social Zooms, they've been going great, and we've introduced member Desert Island disc sessions, which go very well and can be very funny. And indeed, we are. Maybe an invitation to Angela. We've just decided we're going to invite guest speakers, people of interest, to come and onto a Zoom session and speak to us, tell us about themselves, so on. The Q&A session, and Matt Baker's going to be first next Sunday.
Oh,
Fabulous.
Yeah, we have a variety of quizzes. Ian Belton, our deputy pianist and second bass singer. He's massively into quizzes, so he'll do one at the drop of a hat.
We're very much aware, John, that this is a special year for Chester Male Voice Choir as well. Having been, I believe, originally known as the Cestrian Male Voice Choir quite a few years ago. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, that's history to me, but I do know about it. The choir was formed in 1941, so it's its 80th anniversary this year. It was formed by a fellow called Fred Warren, who ran the choir for 50 years, and it started in an engineering company in close to the Mill Hotel, an engineering company there that made heavy presses and munitions for the war effort. So that's where it began, as like a concert choir, and it developed into a massive, in the heyday of choirs, when there was no TV, not much cinema, not a lot else to do. People would flock in their hundreds over 4 nights to see a festival concert of Chester Male Voice Choir, or as you say, the Cestrian Male Voice Choir.
Wow.
In 1990, its name was changed to the City of Chester Male Voice Choir, because when it went on tour abroad and the like, people would say, well, the Cestrian Male Voice Choir, where are you from? Because there was no location, no city in the name. So it was changed to the City of Chester.
Sorry, are all your members from Chester? I mean, do you have anyone from Wales, or do you have to be Chester resident?
No, just like you don't have to be a perfect singer, you don't have to be perfect and live in Chester. We even allow Welsh people in. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. We have a lot of Welsh members.
Oh, excellent.
They really are renowned for singing.
Yeah, from Wrexham, that side. The guy I mentioned before, he's from Wrexham. We've got a guy who comes from 25 miles away, Whitchurch. He comes from Whitchurch every week, 25 miles. Our MD's from Holywell. We've got several from Mold. And so, yeah, we're 25% at least Welsh guys.
Excellent.
At least.
And yeah, it can't be easy trying to do it over Zoom when you're not all together either, John. It must be really difficult.
Oh yeah, and especially for lots of the guys, their family is on the other side of the door, and there's a reluctance to sing out.
Sing full out. Yeah, sure.
Difficult, isn't it?
It's disturbing and so on. But
can I just butt in? Apologies, but we are nearly out of time. Can you believe it? So
indeed, yeah.
Anyone
let's finish off then.
A very quick question, or John, do you want to say anything before we finish?
You did ask me a question which I didn't get to answer, and that was, this is our 80th anniversary year. What have we got planned?
Congratulations.
We have planned, which is probably not going to be able to take place, and that's May the 8th at the Town Hall with Handbag of Harmonies, a twice already postponed concert called Bow Ties and Boas, when we just really want to come together with the ladies and put on a good show. But COVID is going to hit that. The big one we've got still on the diary, but again, potentially doubtful, August the 28th at the Cathedral with Foden's band, a fantastic brass band, which is so entertaining. And then we've got... Absolutely.
Oh, that would be awesome.
They're wonderful. And to sing along with them, like the Soldiers Chorus or some such, it's just brilliant. And then finally, fingers crossed. Look, if we have to put it off, it will definitely happen in 2022. It would be, we really want a good audience there, not for financial reasons, just to make the night, and we think it's going to be very difficult to get people out even by the end of August. And if social distancing is still there, well, you've got less than a third of the seats that you can fill. And finally, we've got a black tie celebratory dinner in November booked.
Wonderful.
And both those two events, we have our wonderful president, the Duchess of Westminster, penciled in to attend both of them with us.
Oh, excellent. Well, fingers crossed you get to do some of these things, and I'm sure whatever happens, you'll find a way to celebrate and deservedly so for all that you've achieved. And I'm sure that the lives that you've changed over the years, both people coming to listen to you, people getting involved and having that sort of sense of a family, it just sounds incredible. Such a great organisation to be part of.
And we encourage new members. We would dearly love to have new members. We have 2 guys coming back from abroad, coming to see us in the next, in February sometime. And if we can't see them in the flesh, we'll invite them onto Zoom. But we're always looking for new blood for the choir. So that message can go out, and you can find out all about us on the website.
Definitely
You're you being the only other male here.
I've tried Paul many times.
You have,
So,
no joy.
Yeah, I would empty any venue very, very quickly. I can tell you that for nothing.
But that's
Sure, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's what all men sing. That's the standard response when you say, "I bet you can sing. Why don't you come and join us?" You wouldn't like to hear me sing. I can't sing. So that you can.
And
they can.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add, John? Because we've got enough time. Just anything else you want to say to members or potential audience? How can people find out more about you?
Our website, www.chestermalevoice.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. And if you go to our website, at the bottom of every page of the website is a little form where you can sign up to receive our regular newsletters, which I produce on a quarterly basis or thereabouts. Keeps people up to date with what we're up to, what we're doing, and what's on offer. But yeah, the message I want to put out is, you see, our raison d'etre, our mission, our driving mantra is sing, inspire, support. Sing is what we want to do, what we love to do, and that's why we're there. Inspire, because our charity object is to bring the pleasures of male voice singing to the public and encourage them to like it and follow it. So we want to inspire people to do that. And support, we're there to support each other, society, good causes. We're massive in the supporting other charities and fundraising scene. We love it.
Yes, because you raise money for different charities. I noticed that, is it Clatterbridge Cancer Care, Prostate Cancer UK? You do a lot of charity work, which is fantastic.
Well, that's each year we choose 2 charities to support specifically, normally by bucket collection and promotion through programmes at concerts. And last year it was Prostate Cancer UK and Clatterbridge Cancer Care. Previous year it was the 2 different charities, and we couldn't go out with the buckets for that. We're not earning any money, so we thought, well, how are we going to do that? We committed to give them £500 each at least. So we, on Zoom, this is another good one on Zoom, we had an auction of donated member items. You know, everything from a 3-course dinner with wine for 4, cooked by one of our guys, through to a golf putting system, through to TVs and the like. We raised, between that and a draw, which we did, just a members draw, we made 520 quid on that.
Wow, that's well done, John. That's brilliant.
Yeah. So the auction raised over £700. It was fantastic. Or one of the members makes clocks, you know, mantelpiece carriage clocks. He donated one of them. And he was selling them as well for £30 on top, which went to the good cause. Yeah, so we're very much committed to supporting other people in need.
Brilliant. Well, it's been so good to speak to you and find out more about Chester Male Voice Choir, and I will definitely be listening to and following you with interest and try to get to one of your concerts when we can do that again, which would be wonderful.
I'm hoping for August, and I think everyone will be there because we'll be desperate to get out and see a concert. I can't wait. So
absolutely. Yeah. We can't wait to be back and sing. So yeah, watch your space. And there's plenty more to know about the choir, Angela. So invite me back in 6 months' time, and I'll tell you some more.
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much.
Many thanks to John Walsh from Chester Male Voice Choir for taking the time to talk to us about how the choir has adapted and adjusted to life through lockdown and about their exciting plans to celebrate their anniversary this year. Let's hope they can be back on stage doing what they do best, singing proudly as soon as possible. Thank you so much for listening. Stay safe and we'll see you soon.